My name is Rhapsody, welcome back. Slay the Spire, the Heartbreaker Ascension grind. Heartbreaker Chronicles, rather. Damn, I keep saying the wrong words. It sounded more and more like a subtitle for a young adult novel series. Alright, 15 damage for 12 max HP, so 3 negative, but we end up with a greater maximum. Greater maximum is handy because when you rest, you heal 30% of your maximum HP. Also, when you end a floor, you heal 75% of your of your remaining lost HP. Now, Silent does have problems taking out elites on the first floor. So I can get to this point and then decide if I want to go for only one elite who's powered up and then get a bunch of upgrades, or go for 2 elites and a late shop. Seems reasonable. Choosing a card to obtain at this point would give me a little bit more time to get together the build that I might want to take out elites. For that reason, I'll take it. I'll take a Piercing Whale. It's not going to be great against quick maths here, most of them, but yeah, it'll do what it can do. None of the other ones were particularly great options as far as I'm concerned. Alright, get out of this fight easily. I mean, the Piercing Whale will be good over the course of this floor at the very least. I'll take Catalyst here because we do have an early shop, so I'll be looking to... Neutralize got upgraded there, nice. Damn. So I was going to look to get a poison effect here. We don't have the ability to take a poison effect, but Caltrops is pretty good, so I'll take that. No, I'm not taking a second Piercing Whale, not at this point. Remove a card from my deck. So Catalyst is an optimistic option, to be sure, but I think if I encounter the Gremlin Knob and I have that many defense in my deck, as well as the Piercing Whale, as well as the Caltrops, you know, I think at that point we die. We just don't live anymore. Which could be a problem for my long-term goals of surviving and living. The Catalyst and Caltrops here are... I guess the Caltrops especially is here as only part of my long-term goals to try and help me against the heart. Second Dagger Thrower is just a value pick. I definitely can't go for this 2 elite path at this point anymore, unfortunately. The previous upgrade that we got on the Neutralize was pretty good, but not good enough to allow me to take that path. Okay. I mean, the Caltrops is going to do at least 10 damage over the course of this fight, which is nice. Sure, it's delayed, but all the best things in life aren't instant gratification. Great. Leg Sweep provides a defensive option that's going to help us defend while we have things hit our Caltrops. I want to use Piercing Whale because now after that I'll be able to use Leg Sweep and Neutralize for vulnerability on these targets. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to double defend. Caltrops is going to be a significant portion of our damage against these targets, I feel. Okay, that turn got slightly better, but the problem is all of these dazed in our deck are going to get really, really heavy. Do the enemies have to be regenning? Because we can't deal damage fast enough to really kind of counter their regen. Not effectively, at least. Okay. Since I'm actually fully defended this turn anyway, I'm going to weaken a target who's acting next turn instead of the one that's acting this turn. Great. Yeah, we needed an AoE card, like, sorry, not all for one. All-out attack or dagger spray would be particularly handy with this combat. But without either of those offered, we're in a little bit of a sticky situation. If we can get one of the sentries down... Oh, gosh. They get the healing first. No, they get the healing second. Cool. Yeah, if we can get one of the sentries down, we're in a much better position, but sadly not good enough. So was there a path where I could fight no elites? There was one. But if you fight no elites and cannot fight any elites on the first floor, gosh, your life gets really difficult, because how are you gonna have the power to do anything on the second floor? You need that power early. Alright, enemies in the next 3 combats have 1 HP is usually the most appealing for me there. I'll be taking it. Two down. There's an all-out attack to give us some AoE. I mentioned before, I typically take the first AoE card offered to me when I play this character. Gonna make sure that I don't pick up a ride there. I don't really want an accuracy, but I would have taken backflip. So I'm very much hoping to take out that first elite with a... I'm going to take a Sucker Punch literally just for damage, so I have less of a problem with the upcoming elites, especially because I couldn't guarantee that the question marks in the upcoming spaces... We'll take an Infinite Blades. That the question marks in the upcoming spaces wouldn't also be combats. Duvu makes the Sucker Punch a lot better of a choice, but, you know, that doesn't make it correct. At the time, at least. With hindsight and retrospect, it makes it better. Alright, we should be able to kill next turn. That's actually a really good Gremlin Knob fight for us. Like, uncharacteristically good. Meat on the bone, if your HP is at or below 50% at the end of combat, heal for 12 HP, as well as the Emerald, as well as another Infinite Blades. Okay. I'm game. Now, it's all-out attack, neutralize, or riddle with holes that get upgraded here. I think it's all-out attack because there's a 50-50 that the next combat is against the Sentinels. Sadly, it wasn't, but that's okay. I'm going to use the Gambler's Brew here to throw all of these, looking for Infinite Blades as quickly as I can possibly get it. Thankfully, I know that Infinite Blades is definitely going to be in my next hand now, which is nice. Hopefully I get at least one defensive card this turn. Nice. So all-out attack or defend. I think it's defend. I think I kill in 2 turns. Pretty easily, in fact. Yeah, I was right. Good. In fact, it wasn't even close. Thank you to Meat on the Bone for healing us up there as well. Morebank, whenever you climb a floor, gain 12 gold. No longer works when you spend any gold at a shop. Blur, Reflex, Slice. We probably don't need Slice. We do need some defense in this deck, so I'm actually tempted to take Blur. Letter Opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. That can be a significant amount of damage over the course of a combat. I definitely don't want to go for this first elite. I could go for that later one, but it really depends on how things go in the interim. Calipers. At the start of your turn, lose 15 block rather than all of your block. That's really good for the Silent. Now we're looking for footwork, obviously. Unfortunately, we don't have 3 skills we can play this turn. Wow. That's just 26 damage. That's... like, wow. Oh, that sucks. I'll take out one of you. I guess defend. Ooh. I didn't want to have to rest in the next position, but yeah, it definitely looks like we have to. Hey, look, it's the all-out attack that I put in my deck specifically for fights like that. Good of it to turn up. Deflect is a little bit more incentivized because we have the calipers, so excess block is always nice, and we have the letter opener, so having 3 skills in a single turn is always nice as well. I'll be resting here despite the fact that I desperately want not to. There's my AoE damage, and I'll pop out an Infinite Blades there as well. Come on. Damn it, where is the AoE I put in this deck specifically? Gosh dang it. Thank you. Blade Dance. Is it Blade Dance? I keep thinking it's Blade Dance because I have the Infinite Blades, but I only have the Infinite Blades because I have the extra strength, and it's going to help me actually significantly with my damage output over the course of a fight. Take a second deflect, actually. I do want to lower my HP a little bit before I go to the Hexaghost, so taking on Elite Combat here is not as bad as it otherwise could be. I will use 1 Strength Potion, though, because I also don't want to die in this combat. I'm not going to kill early enough to start defending here. And now I will. Especially because it also does 5 damage there. There we go. Incense Burner. Every 6 turns, gain 1 intangible. Nice. Piercing Whale would be nice here specifically for the Hexaghost, but Backflip is really nice in general. I think I'm going to need it more. Now, I wanted to lower my HP because the Hexaghost on its second turn does an attack that is effectively 60% of your current HP. So if you go in with a ridiculous amount of HP, you are definitely not going to be able to block that attack, and, you know, it does like 50, 60 damage. Or you can go in with a modest amount of HP and block that second attack. So for that same reason, I'm not going to be resting here. I'll probably definitely be upgrading Neutralize. Ooh, Infinite Blades, definitely. I kind of want to use the Strength Potion here as well. Just because this deck doesn't defend excellently, so I think we do need to kill before the first trigger of Inflame. I mean, this defends me and does 5 damage, and then I can follow up with a strike. I'll get some extra block for next turn. Great. This could scarcely be going better. I'm really enjoying this so far. Now, does this mean that I necessarily want to pick up curses in my deck just so that I can feed the Duvu doll? No, it still depends on the curse in particular. But we will give that a little more consideration than we otherwise might. Thought it was intangible that time. What happened to my intangibility? Well, I definitely need to defend somewhat this turn at least. So that's 30, and then we have lethal. Cool. We actually perfected that boss as well. Surprise, surprise. Malaise versus Wraithform versus 1000 Cuts. With Wraithform, we will buy ourselves a couple of turns to extend for lethal, but the fact that we put defensive stuff in our deck makes it a little harder to use. Not necessarily impossible to use, but a little harder. 1000 Cuts is interesting. It'll provide some more AoE to this deck that doesn't yet have it, but the thing is, I'm never going to be able to afford to play it until it's number 1 upgraded and number 2 I have 4 energy. The 2 Infinite Blades, 2 Deflects, and Neutralize make that a better option as well. Malaise is nice. Full stop. I think I need more ways to deal damage. Especially damage while I'm being defensive. I'm going to take the 1,000 cuts. There's our extra energy from Philosopher's Stone. Started combat with 1 extra strength on all of our enemies, but we get energy at the start of each turn. Especially because we intend to pick up more things like backflip. I think that's a relatively good option now. Okay, well, we're definitely starting here because I need that opening shot. Of course, it's the birds, because it's always the birds. It's a fun little Easter egg they put in the game. If you ever get the Philosopher's Stone, the next boss is guaranteed to be birds 1000% of the time, and I'm not using that as a lie. I am. That's not strictly true. I just need to make that clear before someone says, wow, I didn't know they did that. That's kind of weird. I'm kidding. They didn't. It just feels like it. Whew, good lord. All right, we're going to need to put that one on the ground at the very least. Yeah, let's not take a ridiculous amount of damage this turn. Let's just take a reasonably ridiculous amount of damage this turn. Now that suits me just fine. Fits me like a glove. Fun thing here, I'm going to wait a couple turns to see if I can get closer to my next incense before I have to kill the enemy, and I do have to kill the enemy now. Dex Potion, as well as Quick Slash, Calculated Gamble, Acrobatics. The problem with Calculated Gamble, yes, even pre-upgraded, is that if you play the other cards in your hand, the Calculated Gamble is just a curse. It doesn't do anything at that point. And you don't necessarily know what you're going to draw with it. So unless you're fishing for something specific, it's difficult to use. Because you're throwing away a known for an unknown. If I had discard synergy, it'd be easier to use. If I had more draw in the deck, it'd be easier to use. But I don't have either of those. Oh, that's a dead branch. Oh, that's a dead branch though. Oh. Dead branch shivs. Like, it's good. It's really good. My win condition would get so diverse. I would have so much card value in hand. It'd be ridiculous. So with all of that card value, what would I need? I'd need energy. Such a good idea. Yeah, it just is. It just is. Then we can add more zero cost cards to the deck as well. Okay. So after that, I have to consider, do I have any X-Cost cards? No. Am I going to get any X-Cost cards? Skill? Maybe. I'm focused more on picking up defense at this point. So I'm thinking I might go Master of Strategy card removal and just like card remover strike. Sure. Ritual Dagger. Lose 6 HP to take it. I think we take it. It's another exhaust card. But also it's, you know, reasonably good damage. Defensive, and then I get to... Alright. Time for me to have a ridiculous amount of cards at all times. Choke, shiv, deflect. I'm gonna Survivor. I'm not gonna give up. Definitely Calculated Gamble here. Sure, drop a Blur. So I do want to open up with the all-out attack, but... that much? Not that much. So if I opened up with the all-out attack, I would have 2 more removals of my enemy's plated armor there. if it discarded 1,000 cuts, which I couldn't guarantee. Fuel Dagger gets upgraded. Power Potion, I mean, this early. Oh, definitely Deflect here. See, energy is going to be our primary limiting factor because we have a lot of exhaust cards in the deck and we have the ability to generate exhaust cards. So we can generate cards on the fly and utilize those as our own value. So we have our card value covered. It's our energy value we don't. So we do have 4 energy per turn. That's really, really good. The Philosopher's Stone is looking a lot better in retrospect now. So picking up things like Deflect in order to pad out our hands is a pretty good idea at this point. Taking a Power Potion over a Fear Potion here is just me trying to hedge my bets against later fights. There's a lot more cards in the deck that I really want to upgrade. Like, I'd really like to get both of my... Ooh, yeah, I'll take a Curse of Wrath. Sure. Vajra, all right, we got 2 extra strength from that because obviously 1 from the Curse and 1 from Vajra. It's really good. 1,000 cuts needs to be upgraded, otherwise it can never really be played for a reasonable amount of value. Okay. I'm gonna get the extra block for next turn, just because I'm worried about what's gonna happen here. Backliner decided not to attack this turn. That's really handy for us. So, weaken you. Throw a Shiv. Cool. So now that we've got the 1,000 cuts out, we actually have a reasonable amount of AoE in this deck. I'm very likely to play enough cards this turn to kill the rest of you with AoE. If it kills an enemy, I will use that actually here because that's the only way I can guarantee that I'm killing an enemy with that. Don't discard the other one. Thank you. See what I mean? Oh, bullet time. Yes, obviously. We'll use backflip first, and then it's damage time. We would have had a lot of difficulty with that fight without... Ooh, Snacko Skull. Without the Dead Branch. Snacko Skull, whenever you apply poison, apply 1 additional poison, as well as another Infinite Blades. Which reminds me, of course, all of the Infinite Blades need to be upgraded here. Regal Pillow! Heal additional 15 HP when you rest. That means we need to rest less often. In addition to the meat on the bone, meaning that we need to rest less often. All of those merged together to give me a happy face. Alright. That worked out pretty damn well. Lost this Law was the champ, right? It is. So the problem is we're not going to have any scaling ability for the champ, so... As a direct result, I'm more likely than I usually might be. I can't kill this turn, right? 11. Yeah, no, I can't. Okay. I'm more likely than I usually might be to rest directly before that fight. No. Don't need any of those. Ancient Potion would be interesting if I had a Speed Potion, but I don't have a Speed Potion. Okay. Ancient Potion would be helpful here, actually, as it turns out. No, I just want the straight up damage though. 2 shivs would have been 7 apiece, as well as generation of 2 cards versus 17 straight up. I think I do just want the straight up damage against this enemy in particular. Hopefully they weaken next turn, and they do. Thank you. them electing to weaken that turn makes our life a lot better, because had we not managed to get really, really close to lethal the previous turn, we would have been saved by the incense burner. Single copy of Dagger Spray is pretty nice. A little bit more AoE for the next floor, especially considering it hits twice, and we have 3 points of strength in this deck. So it's now 9 damage to all enemies twice, which is a lot. I think we would actually be okay. Yeah, in pretty much any boss fight we could be offered at this point. Thousand Cuts is really important. Right, I'm actually going to be using that extra potion this turn as well. Damn. So it's 1,000 Cuts, footwork. As much as I want to play the Infinite Blades, I think it is the defend there. I think it was Infinite Blades or play both of the 1,000 Cuts there, and I made my decision. Yeah, I should have played the Survivor rather than Defend there. That's my bad. I was suspecting I was going to play both of them, and then I adjusted my play a little bit on the fly. The Specimen, whenever an enemy dies, transfer any poison it has to a different enemy. Well-laid plans is going to be particularly powerful for us. Retain 1 card at the end of a fight. Sorry, at the end of a fight, at the end of a turn. Centennial Puzzle, the first time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards. Drawing cards is not our problem. We'll take the Sapphire Key here. If I go to this elite and then I don't die to it, and the worst fight for us is actually the Slavers, then I can rest in the next space and then go into the champ fight with basically HP. Basically full HP. Basically HP. We can basically have HP if we go into the next fight. 1,000 Cuts is reasonable, but over the course of this fight, it's probably not going to be as effective as just defending. In 2 turns' time, we have our first incense burner as well. Envenom would be nice here, but you know what's nicer than that? Defending. Keeping my HP. This is exactly the right turn to have intangibility, tell you what. Woo! Alright. Generate the new cards just so we can see. You backflip first. Deflect. Probably blur, defend, defend. Fully defends us this turn. Almost certainly we'll have lethal next turn. Yeah, we already do. Goodbye, Book of Stabbing. Hello, more HP. Ornamental Fan. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn game, 4 block. That happens to us constantly. We'll take a slice for more triggers the Ornamental Fan, and for the same reason that I included the deflex in the deck earlier. We'll rest here to get back to full HP before we go into the boss fight. Keeping my HP is more important than dealing damage to the champ right now. For that reason, I'll discard the Unload there and have 7 HP extra for this turn. Doppelganger could be slightly useful later in this combat, so I will leave it in the deck, but it's possible that I end up regretting that. Oh, Envenom definitely needs to be played here. That's going to be our scaling element in this combat. Storm of Steel is going to be ridiculous over the course of this combat, but because of the Envenom as well as Snecko Skull, we apply 2 poison every single time we hit, so that makes that Riddle with Holes a lot better than it otherwise might be. Not a lot better than any other option, but a lot better than it otherwise might be. Okay, I'm gonna deflect, then Storm of Steel and play a bunch of shivs and pretty much any zero cost card I get from this. Uh-huh. For anyone that was supremely doubting my earlier decision to take the Dead Branch, please recognize at this point that this would not be possible without it. I feel like a lot of people have very, very emotional reactions to things that don't necessarily warrant emotional reactions, and possibly even irrational reactions. Enemy purges. Now I have the melees if I desperately need to remove stuff. Oh, nice backstab there. Just gonna go straight for the lethal here. Gambler's Brew. Discard any number of cards and draw that many. Envenom. I mean, the goal of this deck is playing attacks multiple times. And it was a large element of that fight. I don't know if Envenom will ever stack high enough, early enough for it to be the ultimate goal that we use against the Heart, but it could definitely help us on the boss next floor. Inability to upgrade any more cards. I think I'm actually comfortable with that. Sure, I'd be really sad that I don't get to upgrade this Envenom, but I need the extra energy. Like, need with a capital N, E, E, and D. This is a necessity because we pretty much always have the ability to play more cards in our hand at this point, and pretty much always have the ability to play more cards that we would like to play. What elites this floor can I, and what elites this floor can I not counter? Nemesis. Not a problem. We have 2 AoE cards in the deck, right? We have 2 all-out attacks, I think. 1 upgraded, 1 unupgraded. No. We have the Dagger Spray and the all-out attack. Right. So that shouldn't make Reptimancer that bad. Giant Head, we would dunk. Like, Roundhouse Whirlwind dunk. All right. One of the fights that I'm actually most nervous about is fighting 2 Orb Walkers for the event, where you get a rare relic. Just don't think we'd really be capable of that. If the Blade Dance was pre-upgraded here, I'd take it, but it's not. Still probably worth, because it does what? 14 damage distributed and generates 2 other cards. Drop the Gamblers for the attack potion here. Just taking the 50 gold. There's no way that I'm going to go for a face here and get, you know, you're weakened on turn 1 and then lose. Because that could happen. Fight's not going to go long enough for Envenom to matter. Here's how I know. Finisher is a much more viable card in this deck now that I have, you know, 4 copies of the Infinite Blades. I don't actually want all of those to be innate, by the way, so not being able to upgrade all of those is totally fine. Neutralize, Slice, and then obviously all of the random card generation. Oh. I obviously should have done my draw first, but I was very excited. Shiv. Right, I will use a defense, then Master of Strategy. Right, deflect. I'm gonna concentrate to drop that. Okay. If I play 2 more attacks, I get 4 block. If I play... I want the 2 more attacks for 4 block then. Best defense I could have gotten that turn. Definitely could have played that choke one card earlier. Yep, certainly true. Hey. Oh, look, there's the footwork. Been looking for that for ages. Finally decided to turn up. Doesn't matter, the enemy's dead next turn. No! We wasted the incense! Okay, so it slightly did matter. Although I don't think I had the ability to kill them. No, I did have the ability to kill them that turn. Play 3 skills. They would have died. Right, that's my bad then. Choke has a lot of use in this deck now that we play a ridiculous amount of cards per turn. Toxic Egg. Whenever you add a skill card to your deck, upgrade it. Okay. Better to have it than not have it, I guess. I'm going to retain the deflect here. No reason to play it last turn. Retain it this turn as well, because we can have a ridiculous amount of cards because of the Predator last turn. Uh-huh. I'm going to retain Tactician because we oftentimes get discarding cards. Venom, and then Lachette, Riddle with Holes, and Finisher. I'm actually going to hold on to the Ritual Dagger here for the possibility that I use it for the kill, which doesn't actually seem that remote. I'm going to play the second in Venom. We're definitely short on damage from where I want to be. Or rather, defense from where I want to be right now. I'm going to use the attack potion for the possibility it generates the kill. And it does. Cool. Because that's going to save me a bunch of HP. Memorying to get the next 2 curses you obtain, as well as a block potion, as well as leg sweep. We want more defense in this deck as well. More than happy to take it. Because we can't upgrade a card when we go across, we would have to rest. I don't think that's worth it. Got intangibility here on turn 1. Unfortunately, only one of the enemies has elected to attack here. We used our weakness on the frontliner because the backliner attacked this turn, which makes them slightly less likely to attack next turn. But the frontliner and the backliner are the only 2 characters who can use multi-attack hits. We don't have Retain in this hand, so that Wraith Form's probably just going to get discarded. We do want them all to lose HP roughly at the same rate so that we have the... Oh, damn. Darkwing did decide to attack, rather. We want them all to roughly lose HP at the same rate. We should be able to use a finisher on that backline at this rate. Yeah. Actually, hang on. Play 2 more cards and we can do it. Hang on. We should be able to do it now, right? Dodge and roll. This is 27. No, it's not. Okay. No, wait. We're playing 2 cards. 31. Right. Yeah. So it's dodge and roll finish in the back line. Cool. Got him. Backflip definitely. Pre-upgraded as well. Accuracy is more damage on our shivs, but the shivs aren't how we deal our damage. Not really. The shivs help us generate cards that we use to deal damage. And also, it doesn't matter how much damage you do if you're dead. I will play the Ritual Dagger here. Sure. All right. Because of how that went down, we actually managed to full block that turn, which I was expecting we were going to have to use our block potion to do. That's 18 damage coming in, so this defense is for less than its full amount. That's okay. I am going to elect to retain deflect here. And now we fully defended this time. Burst master of strategy, fill my entire hand. Oh, hell yes. You know I'm about that life. Alright, cool. Enemy's already dead. Pooh. Smiling Mask? Merchant's card removal service now always cost 50 gold as well as a Caltrop. Okay, so that's a consideration we're making for the final boss there. Bronze Scale, Stardish combo 3 Thorns. That's another consideration for the final boss that just happened to leap out of nowhere. We didn't even really elicit that. I'm just gonna straight up murder you. I'll retain the Writhe. Gives me another card in my hand that I can discard. Damn. I could have used Burst on the other card there. That's my bad. I'm going to retain all-out attack. I don't play it that turn because I would have caused myself to take a lot of damage because the enemies have thorns. I'm gonna save Terra for the possibility that I use it plus just one straight large card to destroy an enemy. Oh, corpse explosions, perfect. Thank you. Got him. Should have used Master at the very end there to try and find upgraded Doppelganger. Yeah, we can use that actually. It's the unupgraded one that was the problem for us. If we take membership card here, I mean, I want good instincts. I want backflip. So I saved 25. I saved 41. 25, 41's 66. And then if I take Master of Strategy, which I would also take. Yeah, it's going to save us enough. I'm thinking about Donu and Deca, and I'm thinking that Ghost in a Jar might be useful. If not, it'll definitely be useful in the final combat. Take that, remove a strike. Feeling like those were pretty good decisions for us. All right. I am going to recall here so that I can rest in the final position after I find this elite. Now, the reason for that is because if I go below half HP when I do fight this upcoming elite... Oh, that's a good series of things. If I go below half HP when I do fight that elite, then, or even the fight before it, as it turns out I might, then I'll heal with the meat on the bone. Whereas if I full heal now and then just go back down to half HP and then need to heal again before the final boss fight this floor, I could be in a bad situation. I'm not going to be playing 1000 Cuts this turn. There's no way. After image is only a couple block this turn. I need more. I'm going to be going below half HP this turn, as it turns out. Thankfully, we heal back up. Dodge and roll versus slice. We do need ways to generate block in the final combat. Unfortunately, dodge and roll is a very inefficient way of doing that. Let's take it. Giant head. Cool. First doppelganger. Just gives me a bunch of extra cards and energy next turn. The problem is, there's two things you want to do first. You want to play all of your defenses first, so that the giant head takes more damage from your attacks later on due to slow. But you want to play your exhausting attacks first, because you want to draw first as well, so that you might change how you go about your turn. Those are conflicting desires. Two extra energy next turn is quite nice. Definitely choke. Got a choke at the start there as well. Footwork's definitely being played, so. It's a lot of poison on the target. Hey, look, it's Good Instinct. So we play Good Instinct's Deflect here, obviously, because they're not costing us anything. So in that case, it's more clear-cut. Same with Well-Laid Plans. I'm actually fully defended this turn as well, so now I actually do want to start just kicking out damage. That'll do it. Unfortunately, I actually did want to lose a little bit of HP here, but it's not going to matter because we are going to be resting in the next phase anyway. And he goes down. I'll take the bag of marbles at the start of each combat to apply one poison to all enemies, as well as another deflect. Thank you. Rest. Literally nothing I could have done but that. Okay. So we will take some damage this turn, but the good news is we're only one turn away from the incense burner activation. Is it too early to play Wraith? It's definitely not too early to play Corpse Explosion. That's our win condition now. We just kill the backliner and then watch the frontliner die. Whew. For that same reason, 1,000 cuts isn't going to matter much. Not at all. Not at all? Not much. No, I just want more damage. Now and ongoing. Master of Strategy. What is there left in my deck that I desperately want to play? In Venom. So I'll pass over the Master of Strategy there. Bye-bye. Alright, so that's an Ascension 15 win with a silent. And now, we're going to also go for the extra challenge of fighting the heart. I'm going to make it clear every episode until people stop getting mad that I'm not winning, that this is an extra thing that you do on top of winning an Ascension 15. Or an Ascension 20 run in the case of the other character that I've forgotten the name of. Defect. Defect, found it. I don't know about these. None of them really appeal, to be frank. I may remove the Writhe. Why would I remove the Writhe? Well, I'd remove the Writhe because my opening hand is very important. You can't have, like, soft turns against the heart. Not really. Weak Potion. Essence of Steel is going to be viable for, like, 2 turns. I have a couple sources of weakness in the deck, though. I'll take the dodge and roll as well, because I can generate footwork. Also, it's worth noting that fighting these on this is very important as well. I want Envenom out, but I definitely want Caltrop as well. So I'm worried. Caltrop Infinite Blade, like, sweet. Whew. Hell of a lot of damage there. Like, that's not gonna kill. I could elect to use the Ghost Energy this turn. Yeah. I can't go into the boss fight with no HP. $58 behind me. All right, well, definitely have to turn around this turn. Okay. How much defense can I get? Because it feels like basically no amount is going to be enough. Alright. I'm going to hold on to the grand finale. Hey, it's possible. Okay, so this has definitely killed the Spire Shield this turn. Obviously, if I have the ability to, that's kind of presumptuous. There's a Master of Strategy left in my deck. It is not inconceivable that we draw that in the next hand, play it, and then play the grand finale. Oh, I love that animation. All right, did I play the kill card? Ritual Dagger. Apparently, I have not played Ritual Dagger yet, so I'm going to play the Calculated Gamble for the possibility of drawing it, using it for the kill. All right. That's not going to happen, though. Anchor started his combo with 10 block. Actually, really appreciated. Noxious Fumes is going to be too slow, especially pre-upgraded in the next combat. Tactician. Extra energy is nice, but the problem is it's so conditional, and I need a discard, and I would have to generate the discard, frankly. Backstab is an extra card generation on the first turn. I'll do it. Picking up 25 block for next turn. It's nice. Okay. We do have Caltrops and Leg Sweep already here. That's really nice. Okay, took 8 damage per pop there. Unfortunately, we are now weakened. Frail, rather. These shivs really need to get us defensive cards, otherwise we're dead. Defensive, nope. Defensive, nope, we're dead. It's not like the deck was literally full of defensive cards, I'll admit that much, but good lord. It needs to do less than this. It's just too much. Ugh. That's really frustrating. Funny thing, if we survived that turn, I think it's very likely we would have been able to win. Because then we have 2 more turns of attacking the enemy before I have to worry about them hitting me back, right? 1 turn where they're buffing, and then the next turn where they're attacking, but I attack first, so I get 2 uninterrupted free attacks on them. That wouldn't kill the enemy, but I would have had a lot more things set up by that time. What else would have helped is having more of our exhaust cards or draw cards in that hand. Unfortunately, we literally did not have any. That's probably one of the worst draws that I could have had for that turn because it just didn't have defense available at all. But that happens. Cards that I would have picked up that would have helped mitigate a lot of stuff, I would have taken Wraith Form later on. I wouldn't have taken it in the earliest position, and possibly could have, especially considering the Dead Branch that we got later that helped us take off, but I couldn't have necessarily known that I was going to get the Dead Branch. Remember that my Wraith Form decision was here. Was between these 2. So if I replayed the seed, I would take the Wraith Form. I don't think I would make a different decision going through it blind again, though, even with this experience. I think I would have taken a Wraith Form past that point, especially after, what, after Dead Branch? Did I turn 1 down after Dead Branch? Hang on, I actually want to see that. I'm going to quickly check my rare selections. Because I don't think I did turn 1 down after Dead Branch, but I'm actually suddenly racked with nervousness at the possibility that I may have. So yeah, it would have been from here on. So skipped, no. The only really super likely area would be against the boss of this floor. Past Phantasmal Killer Tools the trade. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. That's something that I definitely should have taken past that point. But the one thing that never showed up that I desperately wanted, footworks. The whole time. I was constantly looking for a footworks. As soon as I picked up the letter opener, I was like, oh, and then as soon as I got the calipers, and literally before both of those, because I actually picked up the blur speculatively looking for one, that's when I really wanted footworks, and unfortunately that didn't really come together. For the moment though, my name has been Rhapsody. That was a really good silent run. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.